I truly preach time to the genuine ones only. I hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you. Judge the book by its cover. Took your kindness for weakness. You matter, you are worthy. Healing trauma and pain will never be an overnight process, let alone it's not a race. But you matter, you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I'm far from a hater. I'm far from a clout chaser. And I say that respectfully because I wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone someone's comments. I was just on a good cause time, and I don't worship the devil. That energy is different. And especially when it's your reality. God works in mysterious ways. My content is not for everybody. Loving yourself is not a crime. I didn't need your approval to love myself. That energy is different. Able to think for myself. God gave me the confidence, the stability at the end of the day to become my best self vision of myself, something that you couldn't see. So you put me in competition. So you put me in competition. Only to realize you was truly the issue. I didn't need validation at the end of the day to show up for me, to believe in me, to love me, to be at peace. Nah, that was only the enemy talking. Giving up and living in fear, that was only a one-sided conversation. That was the enemy talking. Because God was truly showing me the way when it came at the end of the day to heal my pain, to understand at the end of the day, I'm going to show you that you truly are worthy, not to become your own worst enemy. That's how the enemy wants you to be. Mindset is set up at the end of the day, and I don't want you to hurt nobody. That energy is different. Loving yourself, the better yourself. They would never understand how God showed up for you that day. They swear up and down at the end of the day that you crazy, that you're not righteous at the end of the day. You trying to hurt somebody. You out here playing with sport? Nah, I don't play with dirty work. The energy is different. I pray for my neighbor, not against my neighbor. We are not on the same page when it comes to being mentally stable. And that's okay, because I didn't have to discourage my neighbor good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day when projecting pain. Because God was truly showing up for me, showing my way, to stay in my lane, that everybody wasn't for me, and that was okay. Wow. This type of stuff happens every single day. When someone swears up and down you need validation at the end of the day to show up for you. When God is using you, showing you at the end of the day, yeah, you endured trauma and pain from a child point of view, being sexually assaulted. That wasn't your fault. Trauma on top of trauma, dysfunctional folks, is not the norm. Wow. Dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. Where did we go wrong? Folks that were supposed to protect you, they went against you, manipulated you, painted you out to be somebody you truly wasn't. You was only a baby. It's a thought process to me. How you got grown adults at the end of the day saying they grown, hurting a baby. I never saw this in my life at the end of the day. How grown adults can laugh at a baby's pain. It's an innocent child at the end of the day. The trauma and pain, that mindset that baby had to deal with, things would never be the same. That child dealt with being sexually assaulted, dealing with hate crime, discrimination, being a victim at the end of the day. And they wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Stuff went into the adulthood, domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination. You put a name in your book when it came to your mental health that made you feel like at the end of the day, questioning yourself, are you even worthy? My content ain't for everybody. And that's all right. They would never understand the obstacles that was placed in front of you. That you wasn't supposed to see in reality. But God was truly showing up for you. And you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. They say why you use the word God so much. Because the obstacle that was placed in front of you at the end of the day was supposed to psych you out your freedom. Not to see the day, but God showed up for you when you least expected, to protect you when everybody was against you. They would never understand that dirty spirit work they did that day. It went back to sender, only to make them dysfunctional. Whatever they was projecting on an innocent person who didn't have to play with victim, didn't have to play the victim, let alone they didn't have to go tick for tat. Because God showed up at the end of the day to show you at the end of the day how to play real games at the end of the day. That, wow, you bothering my child and I told you to stop. What's your issue? It's the thought process to me. Now you're mentally miserable. Wow. This type of stuff happens every single day. When someone's not doing it for likes and views because it's the reality. It's a thought process to me. A child became their own prisoner, becoming an adult at the end of the day. All because their neighbor went against them. And they was an innocent person and they didn't have to play victim. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. And that baby finally broke free. And that adult was able to adult at the end of the day. To be able to see. Because God was allowing them to heal mentally. That energy has different trauma and pain. Things would never be the same. Someone didn't become their own worst enemy. They understood pain. It don't live for today. Someone chose themselves to better themselves, to love themselves correctly. Something that you couldn't get in tune with. Neighbor. Not allowing your dreams to become your reality. Because you dimmed somebody's light at the end of the day because you was a hater. It wasn't an even exchange. Misery loves company. Now you really got to deal with your own reality. Face your own music. On your knees asking for forgiveness because you judged the book by its cover when you should have been mentally going within to heal your own wounds. You don't want somebody to elevate faster than you when they was never in competition with you. They knew how to respect you regardless if they knew you or not. At the end of the day, they were just in their own lane. Everybody's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's something that you didn't understand that day. It's a thought process to me. This type of behavior happens every single day, and it's not the norm. And it's so unhealthy. And I say that respectfully. You can save your apologies. Because God saw what you was doing behind closed doors, and I say that respectfully. You know, we live in a spiritual world. So that means you got to protect yourself at the end of the day, to love yourself, to realize that at the end of the day, you are worthy. Because you would never believe at the end of the day that your enemy would try to psych you out your thought process when it come to one-sided opinions. And all to realize at the end of the day, you truly protected. So they went up against somebody at the end of the day they couldn't even see. It's a thought process to me. You challenging yourself every single day, how to discourage somebody, to kick them down, and only to realize at the end of the day, that person was truly high ranking, and you messed up that day. Everybody's not to be played with. You was knocking on the door, and you was truly miserable. You couldn't even go within to see your self-awareness, to realize at the end of the day that you was truly miserable. But God saw your intentions. When it came to he say, she say, the math wasn't adding up. How you gang stalking one person, only to realize you had enough. The spell work ain't working anymore at the end of the day. Only to realize that, wow, the last person that you projecting your pain on at the end of the day, it made it work. But only to realize that, dang, your mission failed at the end of the day. Bad work. It's a thought process to me. You judge a book by its cover because someone ties their shoe differently. Someone was truly praying for you, not against you, but something that you couldn't see. So you had to discourage somebody. Wow. How it took 1, 2, 3, it's maybe over 30 people to go against one person. Only to realize how that phone call actually failed. And you thought you had the last laugh. And you really need to heal. How you put somebody in competition at the end of the day when God is already creating a lane for an innocent person. And they already won. And it was never a race. Because when that child of God, at the end of the day, that chosen one, that the one ain't got a fake gas like anybody at the end of the day. And God is putting them in a position to show them at the end of the day, I got your back. Don't worry about your enemies. At the end of the day, they would never understand how you continue to elevate. The energy is different. The lies they told on you to make you discouraged. They manipulated your character to disrespect you. And they don't understand how you continue to pick yourself up to see another day. Because God is truly guiding you the way, regardless of God allowed you to see another day. They would never understand what it took for you to show up for you, to speak up for you. And you wasn't trying to be like nobody else but you. It's a thought process to me. Recognizing your smile, not the frown. The energy is different. God shining a light on you to show you at the end of the day that your light is never dim. The energy is different. That's why your neighbor is truly mad. The energy is different. When we all can elevate, it be the thought process to me. How you project your pain at the end of the day, swearing up and down we all the same when it comes to trauma and pain. Nah, what makes you dysfunction at the end of the day, you need to stay in your lane. I ain't praying against you, I'm praying for you, that you can actually relate to your pain. Instead of projecting out on an innocent person who ain't got nothing to do with your pain. It's a thought process to me. Folks talking about they real, they growing at the end of the day, but they ain't got their priorities straight. I wouldn't care how much money you got in your pocket at the end of the day. Because I'm far from a hater, just trying to elevate. Always be your authentic self, they say, right? Genuine, unique. Your own ideas, creativity. The enemy allows you to believe there's still other folks' ideas for so long. It's so unhealthy. It's a thought process for me. How God installed gifts to certain individuals at the end of the day. And all you sitting there is taking notes and you still can't keep up. Save your apologies. Because God works in mysterious ways. Remember, you label somebody crazy. How can God possibly favor you and love you at the end of the day? Show up for you. Only to realize that, wow, you a fool. Made you look, because class been in session. It's a thought process for me. I don't think you've been paying attention. Judgment Day's been here. Only to realize you was truly the lesson. Bothering an innocent person at the end of the day. Projecting your trauma and your pain. Only to realize discouraging yourself at the end of the day. Because you see someone with potential. That energy hit different. Making you mentally sick. Juggling your thoughts, and when you came to your training, the thought at the end of the day, how the enemy set you up for failure, to psych you out your own opinion when it was one-sided. That wasn't God at the end of the day. Because God would never tell you at the end of the day to kick your neighbor down, be a hate in disguise. And I say that respectfully. My content ain't for everybody. But it's kind of funny at the end of the day, you would try to dim the light of somebody at the end of the day that wasn't even trying to hurt nobody. But what happened to everybody else around you at the end of the day? That's actually projecting that mindset or hurting an innocent person at the end of the day. You didn't know how to step up that day, but you call yourself real. Now you looking for an apology at the end of the day. Now you really need to heal. It's a thought process when it comes to these one-sided conversations at the end of the day. These folks be having bothering innocent people at the end of the day because someone truly sees your anointings. Wow, you see someone truly favored. You see somebody who's really walking by faith, not by sight. And you don't understand how God is truly treating them right. You so mad and miserable at the end of the day. Somebody's not a clout chaser, let alone worried about what you got in your pockets, how you got it at the end of the day. But you so worried about how someone is elevating. How do they make their money at the end of the day? How can God love you because of your sexual orientation? How can God love you because of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age at the end of the day? It'd be the thought process. Oh, wait, hold on one second. The good God ain't for sale. And God has never been for sale. That was only the enemy talking. Taking your money right to left. Making you feel at the end of the day that your prayer was truly answered. And only you realize you was only worshiping the devil. I'm not taking back what I said at the end of the day. Because God installed greatness within us to respect our neighbor. Regardless of our culture, our religion, our sexual orientation, our disability, or our age. Because God is kind. God is showing up at the end of the day to treat you right. With no malicious intentions. But it's sad and disturbing how the enemy shows up. And the enemy points out the end of the day. I want you to discourage that person. Kick them down. Disrespect them. Play them close. Act like you like them. Fall in love with them at the end of the day. To psych them out their own opinion. Damn. That's lust. That's not love. It'd be the thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. If the shoe fit, wear it. You don't understand the obstacles someone was faced with. How do they become their own reality? How do they become their best self vision of themselves to understand their reality? Someone was not praying against themselves. They was praying for themselves in the most healthiest way. Not worshiping the devil. That energy is different. Let alone worshiping the enemy. Because all money ain't good money. And praying against your neighbor in the most toxic way, nah, that wasn't God's vision. My content ain't for everybody, and I say this respectfully. So to you karmics, you fake tarot readers at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, be mindful and wise the energy you dish out. To anybody that's out here bothering the innocent person to kick them down to discourage them at the end of the day, be mindful and wise at the end of the day what you dish out. Because you're going to reap what you sow. And especially when you have malicious intentions, that energy is different. How you gang stalk an innocent person, and only for you to realize and self-reflect that, wow, the enemy was only talking because this person didn't do nothing to me. I got all this hate and animosity within me. I'm losing everything. I'm so dysfunctional. I can't even recognize myself to look in the mirror. It's a thought process to me. But you screaming at the end of the day that you got God by your side when you're your own worst enemy. Because how dare you at the end of the day put it in the mindset of your thought process and say to yourself is, you know what? I don't like this person. You don't even know them. I hate this person. You don't even know them. I don't like the fact that they choose themselves to love themselves correctly. Oh, wow. Now you're trying to run up on them. And only realize at the end of the day was truly protected. That was real sad and disturbing what you did that day. Talking like you want to fight somebody that you don't even know. Or because someone ties they shoot differently at the end of the day. And only realize, damn, you thought you had the last laugh when it came to your own pain at the end of the day. Only realize that, wow, that returned back to something that actually works. You laughed at your own pain. You did. You laughed at your own pain. Because you wasn't even able to self-reflect. And I still was praying for you to become your best self vision of yourself. But you dimmed your own light when you came up against me. Not understanding how am I mentally stable. When you label me crazy. You label me all these toxic behaviors at the end of the day. And I'm not even trying to hurt nobody. Oh, I get it. It's because of my sexual orientation. That's why you judged me. Swearing everybody's the same at the end of the day. But you couldn't even relate to being real at the end of the day. To speak up for an innocent person who at the end of the day didn't have to play victim when the enemy is trying to attack them. Because we are all not the same. This type of stuff happens every single day and it's so unhealthy. And I say that respectfully. I would hate for what you did to an innocent person to be done on your children. Gang stalking. Someone sucking them out their pockets, their thought process, their freedom, their eyesight. Trying to ruin their reputation. All because of the fact that someone's a hate in disguise. They miserable at the end of the day. Or let alone, your child is minding their business. If someone brings hurt towards them, project pain towards them with someone's physical hands, or let alone a weapon, it's like your baby out their thought process. You know, when it comes to their freedom, no more stability, unalive at the end of the day. And I don't wish nothing bad on anybody. But that's what you did that day. How you swear, you sat there and said that you just wish this person leaves the face of earth. Stop showing up for yourself, innocent person. Stop! That's what you said that day. You said it. The innocent person didn't say it. The innocent person wished you well. Wow. It's a thought process to me. Folks be quick to say, I'm grown! I'm real, I pay my own bills. Wow. So, just because you got a child in this world at the end of the day, or children, that don't make you grown or an adult. And I say that respectfully. If the shoe fit, wear it. Because how dare you try to kick somebody down when they ain't even bothering you. Bully, 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 bully. I said what I said, bully. You're nothing but a bully. Ain't nothing real about you, bully. Fall back, bully. It's a thought process to me. It's so unhealthy that the enemy sits back and watches you destroy your own self. And you got all this animosity within you because you don't know how to better yourself. Quick to say, oh, because of the fact that I got mommy and daddy issues, at the end of the day, I was abandoned as a child, so I got to discourage my neighbor, to disrespect him. Hold on 1 second, pause. You don't understand someone's obstacles when it came to their walk of life at the end of the day. When it came to real pain, they still knew how to respect somebody. Because at the end of the day, they wasn't trying to run game. Well, I got to hurt somebody at the end of the day, just to elevate. That doesn't make sense. It's a thought process to me. But I forgot. People pick and choose at the end of the day who they want to dim the light on at the end of the day. Who they want to bully. Yeah, they do. People pick and choose. There's so many people that's gifted, talented. There's so many people who's smart. There's so many people who got money at the end of the day. But you pick and choose who you want to rob and steal from and kill at the end of the day. My concept ain't for everybody. And I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm just in my own lane at the end of the day. Recognizing my faith, something that you couldn't see. Because God didn't allow you to see at the end of the day. To understand your own clarity. When it came to self-awareness. Because you out here walking blindsided. And you still can't even recognize your faith. Saying at the end of the day, that you real. You fall from real. And whoever allowed you to believe this behavior was the norm, that you got chilling with you at the end of the day, they nothing but a lame. And I say that respectfully when it comes to their pain. Because how can you sit back and laugh at somebody at the end of the day that knew how to respect you, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, regardless of their walk of life, if you knew them or not? How could you be a hater in disguise to kick somebody down at the end of the day? How? Ma'am, sir, how? How can you possibly kick somebody down? How you got people around you thinking this is the norm? It just goes to show you the type of folks you got around you at the end of the day. You was dead going wrong. You went the wrong direction. If anything, you need to love you, to find you, to better you. And trust and believe it would never be an overnight process to understand your vision. Because something that's making you mentally unstable, to feel like at the end of the day, I got to kick my neighbor down because I don't want to see them elevate faster than me. Now, respectfully, it's really the thought process for me. It was never a competition. Because if you really want to know at the end of the day, spiritually, I ain't doing this for likes and views because I already won at the end of the day. It's this 3D at the end of the day, what reality looks like, up close in person, how your enemy at the end of the day, that now they got to face you. And I say that respectfully. Because in the spiritual world, you can't get close to me. Because everybody around me at the end of the day knows who I am. And they don't play about me. People get the spiritual world and the 3D world confused. Only to realize you're only abusing yourself at the end of the day. Throwing spell work in a toxic way. Wow, why is it not working? I thought it was working. No, God was only using that person at the end of the day to show you at the end of the day. Checkmate. It wasn't a game. Leave innocent people alone. Understand an even exchange. It's called respect, neighbor. Stay in your lane. You sit here and take notes on somebody, right? Take notes. And only to realize God was taking notes on you. God was taking notes on you this whole entire time. To see how far you would go. To see how low of a scoop you would do. When it comes to being dirty at the end of the day. Regardless if you wash your ass or not. It's a thought process for me. Be mindful and wise when you judge a book by its cover, neighbor. Because you forgot at the end of the day. Your master ain't got the last say. God does. It's the thought process for me. We are all not the same. My content ain't for everybody. It's not. And God is not too happy. God is not too happy. God is not too happy knowing that his children are being disrespected and manipulated and kicked down and discouraged because someone can't see. I don't live in fear. I walk by faith. Regardless of my sexual orientation, you judged me that day. My content is not for everybody. It's not. But be mindful and wise when you're judging a book by its cover. And I truly hope, neighbor, that one day you truly find peace within and to heal your trauma and your pain. God did not create us to hurt each other. The good God, not the devil, not the enemy, not the bad God that you believe in at the end of the day. Because the good God, at the end of the day, shows his children that they are worthy. They are loved. Pray for yourself, not against yourself. I understand at the end of the day, the enemy psyched you out your opinion when it came to one side and not to see your vision. How God created you to be. God wanted you to become your best self vision of yourself. God wanted you to elevate and show others at the end of the day that, hey, we could flex on each other, elevating together. The energy is different. Never allowed at the end of the day to allow the enemy to step in. Never allow the enemy to step in. Because the enemy don't live here. Not even a little bit. No. So when I gave my neighbor they flowers that day, it was out of respect. It was out of kindness. It was because I knew my worth at the end of the day, when I knew how to respect somebody, but only to realize that God was showing me that everybody wasn't supposed to sit at my table. It's a thought process for me. Always be your authentic self. Because, money runs out after a while. And I say that respectfully, because you go from one evil dollar, from one enemy, and then you gotta go to the next person to find out ways and tasks at the end of the day, how to dim somebody's light. And then you gotta do weird stuff at the end of the day. And then you're making yourself mentally unstable and drained. All just to kick one person down and get them out of your competition when they was never part of it. All because of the fact that someone spoke up that day and said, I am the chosen one. And you didn't like that. You didn't like the result of what you seen that day. You didn't like the result that, wow, this person has really got anointings over them. Like, this person is really favored. Who was protecting them? How are you showing up for yourself? How did you overcome all this trauma and pain that was endured within you? How? You had your folks closing doors on you, putting you out there to be stranded, being homeless. They even threw spell work at you in a toxic way. They labeled you crazy. They had this mom manipulation game going on for so long from a child point of view when it came to you and it went into your adulthood. They was trying to use you. They had so many excuses at the end of the day that why they couldn't love you, but they knew how to love everybody else. Then that unhealthy relationship. They played you close. They didn't even like you at the end of the day. They gaslight you to psych you out your thought process. When it came in your pockets, what a vision. Then it's strange in the street. Throwing spoke at you in a toxic way. All because of the fact that they saw your anointings. They saw that you was truly somebody. And at the end of the day, they couldn't play you close to the end of the day. They lied on your name. They disrespected you. all types of crazy stuff. When it came to their one-sided behavior, they don't understand that, wow, why you keep showing up? How you love you after all you've been through? Because God loves me. And I love me. God chose me. I chose me. God showed up for me when I couldn't see. God allowed me to believe when they didn't understand at the end of the day. I was just in my own lane, and I didn't have to project pain. And I knew how to respect my neighbor. I understood the even exchange, because God was guiding me to better days ahead. Something that you couldn't get in tune with, neighbor, but staying in your lane. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime, regardless of your culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. When your neighbor does not have malicious intentions towards you, your family, or innocent people around you, and I say this respectfully, be mindful and wise when taking someone's kindness for weakness. And I say that respectfully. What happened to all that negative energy that you project at the end of the day? Why don't you put that animosity on someone who's being bullied? Why don't you put that animosity on someone at the end of the day that's bringing harm towards an innocent person? You know, we have people that's victims of hate crime, discrimination, sexual assault. What happened to that energy? But you rather bother an innocent person than to project your negative energy on someone who can't defend themselves. Oh no, they can't defend themselves. As someone at the end of the day that feels at the end of the day they're lost in this world. And who's here to protect me? I don't want to speak up because they're going to judge me. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. How someone can be a victim and they're scared to speak up because nobody's going to believe them. Someone is going to laugh at their pain. Someone is going to disrespect them. It's a thought process to me. I'm not doing this for likes, views, or comments. I'm on the good God's timing. I don't worship the devil. God ain't for sale, and God has never been for sale. We live in a society where the enemy allows you to believe for so long. Become your own worst enemy. Not only become your own worst enemy, but I want you to destroy the next person. Kick the next person down. I don't want them to have stability because I don't want to do the dirty work myself. And it's sad and disgusting that it doesn't have to actually be someone's specific culture, because people swearing down, pointing the finger when it comes to race or whatever the case may be. You'd be so surprised at the end of the day. How somebody can be sitting next to you at the end of the day. Yeah, walk of life is different. But only to realize that, wow, we have a similar story. But we didn't heal the same because someone's still dealing with pain. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Justice for innocent people. And I understand if you get my video flagged. And I understand if you get my videos pulled down off the internet on both my pages. I totally respect it. But God sees what you're doing. I don't live in fear. And I would hate for one of your loved ones or you to be put in a situation when you're an innocent person and you're not able to speak up for yourself to get yourself out of that situation. And then it's too late to call on God because you was playing in God's face for too long and you was laughing. And you really thought you was the joke at the end of the day. Because nothing was funny. Until it's your situation. What a reality. I hope you don't have to deal with that. It shouldn't have to wait for something to happen to somebody at the end of the day for you to realize, you know what? I can't allow this to continue. I can't allow for an innocent person at the end of the day to be put in this mindset that they're not worthy. They got them questioning themselves and they ain't doing nothing to nobody. They knew how to respect their neighbor. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding they regardless of their upbringing. It shouldn't have to take for your household, for someone to deal with being sexually assaulted, for you to realize at the end of the day that, wow, I should have stood up for my neighbor. Someone's dealing with hate crime. Oh, wow, I shouldn't have to wait till it happens to my household for me to stand up for my neighbor. I shouldn't have to wait for someone to be for someone to have a crime to be committed towards my neighbor for me to stand up for my neighbor. Even when it comes to discrimination. Why should it have to wait until it's your household for you to understand at the end of the day, well, you know what? This ain't the norm. Because that mindset at the end of the day will have you going in circles. And until it actually mentally happens to you, I'm going to tell you right now, you wouldn't know what to do. Everybody always say, oh, I would have did this, I would have did that. You wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't know where to start. You know how many mothers and fathers done lost their babies to society, within their communities. And the first thing that they say to themselves is, I'm hopeless. Where do we start? Who do we call? Everybody's against us. How do we help us help us? I would hate for that to be your story. Or your child you brought into this world that you love and that you're supposed to protect. Or you or your wife or your husband, yourself, or one of your family members get sexually assaulted. And the person who did it is still walking these streets. And the first thing you say to yourself before it happened, oh, you get somebody's situation, oh, that would never happen to me. If that happened to me, I know what I would do. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't even know where to start. Looking at somebody's face every single day, knowing that someone took their innocence from them, would stress you out so bad. It would stress you out so bad. You can't get your hands on that person. So how you know where to start? You're calling around, asking, hey, if you hear something, let me know. Certain folks at the end of the day don't want no parts of it. You'd be so surprised that certain folks know what's going on. And they just don't want to be involved in what you got going on. Because it's your problem. This type of stuff happens every single day. Or let alone an innocent person goes into the hospital and they get discriminated against, denied service, violated. Someone has malicious intentions because they don't want to do their job. And you say, oh, if that happened to me, you hearing somebody else's story. If that happened to me, I know what I would do. But it happens to you and you don't even know which direction to turn. You don't even know who to call. And you know, violence is not always the key. Then you realize at the end of the day who's here to protect you and your family. The people that you said that you love, that you're supposed to protect. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And that's okay. But this type of stuff happens every single day. An innocent person is walking down the street, minding their business. Minding their business, starting their day. Just left their beautiful family. Just got off the phone call with their loved ones. And they just went outside for a walk or just to start their day, whatever the case may be. And someone decides to not have controlling issues. They lack that. And they have a weapon in their hand. And they use it. And they target your loved one. And they didn't mean to. And the person is still walking these streets. You feel defenseless. You feel hopeless. You feel worthless. Because not only that, you feel these things, but you just lost somebody. Or you got somebody sitting in ICU right now within a coma. And you couldn't protect them. And you don't even know how to help them. It's but so much a lawyer is going to do. Can't no dollar in this world bring that person back. Nope. To remember how they laughed, how they smiled. Just to get that last hug from them. Or just to sit down and have a last meal with them. No dollar in this world being able to bring that back. It won't. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And to anybody that's experiencing what's called what they say life, I truly hope that you get justice for your situation. And I say that respectfully. But what is it going to take for us to stick together, not go against each other? Everybody's in their own lane. It's called respect, neighbor. You may not like somebody, you may disagree how someone ties their shoe, but when they ain't got malicious intentions, fall back. Ain't nobody trying to hurt you or your family at the end of the day. Stop putting people in secret competition. The gang stalking is so unhealthy. Why is it even irrelevant in your thought process to kick somebody down, to take notes on somebody, or to send somebody out, to play somebody close at the end of the day? Why? It just goes to show you at the end of the day that you have insecurity problems. And that sounds like a personal problem. You have a confidence problem. That sounds like a mental problem when it comes to mental health. My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. And be mindful and wise at the end of the day. Judging somebody because of their sexual orientation. The enemy allows you to believe for so long now, when it began, that everybody's the same. I can't relate to someone bringing harm towards an innocent child. I can't relate to someone making a child a mindset get psyched out their thought process. I can't relate to that, because we are all the same. Regardless of whatever your sexual orientation is at the end of the day, we are all not the same. I do not agree with an adult projecting drugs on a child, regardless to your sexual orientation. Showing a child at the end of the day it's okay to live in the mindset at the end of the day that they can't even think for themselves when it comes to certain adult thinking. I don't agree with it. They're not developed yet. We're all not the same. My content is not for everyone. And be mindful when judging a book by its cover because of how someone allows you to believe at the end of the day to hate your neighbor. It's a lot of people who have family members it's a lot of people in a family who are the opposite sex. But when you look at your character traits within your family, at the end of the day, you say to yourself my family member is not set up like that. My family member loves everybody with no disrespect. They respect everybody. They don't have malicious intentions. Because everybody's household is not the same. It's not. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Be mindful and wise when judging a book by its cover. It's a thought process to me. Loving yourself is not a crime. Healing trauma and pain will never be an overnight process. It won't. I can never sit here and put myself in secret competition with somebody. I'm just trying to become the best self version of me. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just trying to better me. But you put me in secret competition with you. And it was a one-sided conversation, only to realize you wasn't true to yourself. Because if you were truly true to yourself at the end of the day, you will love you and not worry about someone else's view when it comes to the anointings, how God is actually favoring them. And he wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I'm not doing this for likes and views, clout chasing at the end of the day, because this is my reality. And regardless to how much notes you take down, you can't tell my story better than me. Regardless if you took notes of somebody I knew from my past, they don't know me today. And I say that respectfully. Oh, and even if you did take notes from somebody from my past, let me tell you something right now. Misery loves company. Respectfully. A hate in disguise at the end of the day. They would never tell you at the end of the day the truth. When I never had malicious intentions, I knew how to respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding days. And majority of them, at the end of the day, had controlling issues. And I say that respectfully. Taking an innocent person's kindness or weakness. I ain't gotta lie on you. I would never put a name to your book, but you know who you are. When you watch me, you feel disgust. Because you can't even get in tune with yourself to see your own self-reflection, to become your best self vision of yourself. Because you're too miserable. And I truly hope that you find peace within. That retarded, stupid BITCH that you said at the end of the day, wow. You talk so bad about me at the end of the day. Why? What did I do to you? It's sad and disgusting to see at the end of the day that someone doesn't have to do anything to somebody at the end of the day when an innocent person is just in their own lane. Or someone will paint this picture and label somebody a hoe, this, that, whatever the case may be, and all because you don't want somebody to get in tune with somebody. Because someone is truly a great person and they don't switch up on nobody. Because of something that you missed out on was God's blessing. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It's sad and disgusting to see at the end of the day how many folks truly lied on me. But trust and believe, God saw what you was doing. And I say this respectfully. I truly hope that you find peace within. Putting me in secret competition with you. Talking about you could do what I do better than me. I hope you can become your best self version of yourself, though. That's all you need to be. You don't understand how someone overcame that trauma and pain. And they didn't have to disrespect nobody, let alone hurt them, to run game. It's a thought process, man, see? We are all not the same. It's a thought process to me. What's truly for you would show up for you with no malicious intentions, because God works in mysterious ways. Respect is a two-way street. My content is not for everybody. When God places certain folks in your life, you don't take their kindness or weakness. You don't disrespect them. You don't put them in secret competition. We ain't in an Olympics. And I say that respectfully. Your mask fell off, neighbor. Fix your frown. Adjust your mindset. Get in tune with yourself to better yourself, to realize at the end of the day. Apologize to yourself. Misery loves company. God's protection for every direction. You was the rejection. He sat here and say, wow, God works in mysterious ways. You found peace within to adjust your mindset. You found peace within to adjust your mindset. You found peace within to adjust your mindset, to better yourself, to recognize at the end of the day, I got this. God truly directed me. At the end of the day, something that you couldn't see was getting in tune with yourself, neighbor. Dang, you gave yourself your own heart attack. That's truly whack. At the end of the day, I'm loving myself, to better myself. That's something that you couldn't see. It was recognizing your own smile. You truly frowning. You so worried about me smiling at the end of the day. You can't even recognize your own pain, putting me in secret competition. Dang, that energy is different. Hey, to the genuine ones only, I say this respectfully. Love yourself. Healing trauma and pain is not easy. And I say that respectfully, especially from a child point of view going into your adulthood. Things that you least expect that was truly hurting you. I truly hope that you continue to find peace within a better you that love you correctly, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you. And I say that respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. God is not for sale. God is not for sale. Never was. And still isn't. I don't worship the devil regardless of my sexual orientation. I pray for my neighbor, not against my neighbor. I do not energy harvest off innocent people's energy, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not steal anyone's destiny or identity, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. And I do not worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And to you, doctors, spiritual healers, tarot readers, you karmics, that was throwing spell work at me. Someone gave you an evil dollar only to realize you had to adjust your mindset. It was truly one-sided. I truly hope that you regain you back, becoming your best self version of yourself. Believe in innocent people alone. You lost everything because of what you did that day. And you would swear up and down at the end of the day that someone threw spell work at you, and only to realize it was a return back to sender. Be mindful when energy harvesting off innocent people's energy. Be mindful when trying to steal someone's destiny or identity. And I say that respectfully. A lot of people done lost their gifts behind this behavior. You're truly not in tune with yourself because you don't have gifts. And you know who you are. Copycat. It's a thought process for me. Out here begging for likes and views at the end of the day. You know exactly who you are. God don't like ugly. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you're bothering her children, his children. You know, Heavenly Father God, Heavenly Mother. The energy is different. When that chosen one is truly protected. Be mindful and wise at the end of the day what you're doing. Trying to get into someone's Akashic records at the end of the day. And only for you to realize at the end of the day you fall short when it comes to common sense. When you was warned to stop. You're only going to make yourself mentally sick. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. Be mindful and wise who you go up against. I truly hope that you find peace within. All attention ain't good attention. And be mindful when you kicking your neighbor down. Talking about you a child of God. A child of God doesn't kick their neighbor down. That's only the enemy. You mad at me because I choose me? I hope you truly find peace within, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. It's the thought process for me. Stop the violence. Oh, be mindful who you playing with Spoiler on. And I say that respectfully. Anybody trying to send me the evil eye, at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, anybody doing these Spoiler in a toxic way, I truly hope that you find peace within. And I say that respectfully. You can never stop what God got in store within me. You can't. It's a thought process for me. God works in mysterious ways. My content ain't for everybody. It's sad and disturbing to see how someone can truly be in their own lane and respect their neighbor. And they don't have to do anything to their neighbor for their neighbor to have animosity, hate, and jealousy within them. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Everybody not supposed to be part of your journey, and that's okay. It's not that you think you're better than anybody. But when God is truly protecting you at the end of the day, that energy is different. When your answers don't play about you, that energy is different. When you truly being protected. My content ain't for everybody. But like I said, I understand if you continue to shadow ban me or whatever the case may be. Do whatever you do best. But one thing you can't stop is what God got in store for me. I've been doing this for a very long time, since I was a child. I don't live in fear. I walk by faith. I ain't give up on me yet. I still stand before myself today. Things that were supposed to save me on my freedom. Now your genuine love, respect. I say praise time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day and have a safe remaining year. And always protect your energy. Loving yourself is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. So never dim your light or get discouraged because you have confidence within you to think for yourself. And you ain't trying to be like nobody else but you. And someone tries to dim your light when it comes to your confidence, you mad and you're worthy. Oh, and to anybody that had so much to say how God don't love you, God not going to show up for you because of your sexual orientation, I truly hope that you find peace within. I never was in competition with you at the end of the day. I just knew how to respect my neighbor and show up on God's timing. Checkmate. You see how you disrespected me at the end of the day? And you wanted me to go to tick for tack with you because you was your own worst enemy. Misery loves company. But you wore a mask at the end of the day, saying that you so real, lying on my name at the end of the day. God saw your intentions. It's a thought process for me. If the shoe fit, wear it. I gotta go. I need a nap. I need a nap. I need a nap. I need a nap like now. Nap. I would definitely be going live later on. I won't say what time, but I truly hope the genuine ones show up. And I say that respectfully, and we'll see moving forward. It's a thought process to me. Jealousy is so unhealthy. Envy is so unhealthy. Stop making assumptions about people when you don't even know yourself. I gotta go. I need a nap. Peace and respect to them. Stop the violence. Oh, hold on 1 second. I got something to say. Being a copycat at the end of the day, you going fall short when it comes to common sense of being real at the end of the day. That's not who you are. You can't be somebody you're truly not. Dang, man, when you put yourself in competition only for you to fall short, and take notes on me to be like me. Oh, you sick? Oh, pick up your face. Respectfully. I hope you truly find you when it comes to your identity to choose you and heal your trauma and your pain to become your best self vision of yourself. Understand what a real even exchange look like. I'm real! Shut up, jackass! I gotta go. Now your genuine love respect. I am the original owner of all my content, and I say that respectfully. Always be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. You can't be nobody else but you. It's a thought process to me. Loving yourself is not a crime. Thank you for your time to the genuine ones only. I truly appreciate you so much. Trust and believe. I know my comments is off, but trust and believe you're not going unrecognized. And I say that respectfully. I gotta protect my energy from them jackasses. It's a thought process for me. Have a safe weekend. Protect you and your family, especially when you don't got malicious intentions. It's a difference. You matter. I gotta go. Have a good day.